As we all know, many young people today are ambitious and innovative enough to start their own business. However, they are seeking their own competitiveness in this highly unstable market. How do they succeed? How do they gain their own competitiveness? And also, the case we are going to study today is facing a very special customer and market. How do they tackle their difficulties and win the final success? Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We are representatives from Hong Kong Shiyan University. I'm Angel.
I'm Sam.
I'm Nathan M.
I'm Prana Ho.
And let's start our presentation. The case we study is Insight Robotic Limited, a startup with a happy problems. The agenda for today's presentation includes a brief introduction to the company and the situational analysis, which will be produced by Nathan Lam, and also the development plan for the IRL. First of all, I would like to introduce you the business model of IRL. IRL, that is Insight Robotic Limited, is a research and development company. It designs some devices that detect forest fires. And when it has the model, it sells its patent to the SIS, that are some intermediates, which manage the relationship between the producer, the IRL, and the government. And then the IRL will advise some of the manufacturer to the SIS so that they can make some they can order some products from the manufacturers. And the manufacturers need to pay some license and commission fee for the IRL, and the government can get their products from the manufacturers, and then they will pay some fee of the SIS will pay some maintenance and commission fee to the IRL. And that's how the model works. And let's take a look at Insight Robotic Limited. It's a startup company in Hong Kong, specializing in research and development of new technologies for critical infrastructure management. Critical infrastructure includes resource, energy, transportation, water, security, and agriculture. And the IRL's strong product is a forestry surveillance system called Forest Detection Application and System. It detects forest fires and gives alarms to people. And in order to gain success in their operation of the whole business, it defines 4 success factors, which means if they can fulfill these four criteria, they can gain success. That they are to balance the interest of IRLs and its stakeholders. Their stakeholders includes the suppliers, the government, and the SRS, and other components. And they need to leverage relations and social capitals, which means they have to build up good relationships with governments, so they can gain more business, of course, and they have to deploy whatever resource the company managed to mobilize, and this means that it's a small company with limited resources. They have to maximize what they have to gain final success, and they have to actually arbitrate information.
Next, thank you, Angel. Let's move on to situational analysis. Based on our observation in the passage, we have generated some points to show you. First is a strength. We recognize that the company have a great network with China. They have coordinated with the government-related parties, such as the Quantum Academic Authority. Also, based on the chart, you can see they have developed their business in many countries. They developed their business in the China, Malaysia, Africa, and the Middle East. Next, we also recognize that the company is suffering a shortage in human resources. Based on our observation, we recognize that IRL is demanding for some people. First people is the people with the great network in the country they want to enter in it. Because when they find some SI in the other company, they will find some SI with a good networking. So from the case, they also seeking for some people with the great networking to be their partner or investor. So the people with the good networking is valuable. Also, IRL is a professional. It's a one of professional. They are very seeking for the R&D professional. So they are seeking for some people can providing some manpower to create some new products or a breakthrough. So that professional is needed for the company, but their company is also shortage for those two people. Also, let's move on to opportunity. We also recognize that the awareness of P10 wildfires is needed based on the case happened in Russia in 2010. Based on the case in 2010, the Russia have the start of the wildfire. So many people are afraid that this case will happen again in their countries. So they want to there be awareness of P10 that such case happen again. Also, we can see that the China Forest administrations have been trained implement by the central government. That means that the central government have to enforce more to prevent the case to happen again. They will not only seeking for just for fit the case, but they need to seeking for some company can solve it more perfectly. Finally, it's for the other angles. It's for our company has been invited to join a new market, oil and gas need. So it means that our company is full of opportunity to broaden their business. Next, move on to our goals. Partner, please.
After recognizing our situation analysis, now we have a very clear direction that we have. This company is experiencing in the infancy stage. That means it have to set the short-term, medium-term, and long-term goal. So for the short-term goal, there's a problem. It is the ineffectiveness of the investments. The existing problem is there are just only 1 million, over 7 million capital have invested, especially on R&D and overhead costs, and ranging from infrastructure management of pipelines, border security, warehouse, electricity substations. It meaning that there are many problems, and there are lack of investment on different areas. There's lack of organizational structure and manpower and talent. So we have some solution for this problem. The problem of lack of investment apart from R&D. The first solution is that we have to strengthen our existing strengths that we have already invested money on R&D and infrastructure. So we have to sustain this development. Maybe we can add on some money that we can bring a future profit. And the second solution is we have to develop a supportive manpower labor force. And it is clear that from page 9, there's existing manpower resources. The first one they have implemented is they have retained talents from the other province in China. And the second is they used a free-hand approach to, meaning that they decentralize the power to the employees. And that means the employees can utilize the power and do their projects. And the final one is they have used the approach of part-time programmers. But in fact, this is a problem because from page 18, we can see the staff level is only two part-time members of each year, and only in 2012 only 10 full-time members, meaning that there are lack of manpower. So for our implementation to retain our talents or attract our talents, we have to first set up a goodwill, meaning that in fact, we are the pioneer of the collection of these 7 critical infrastructures. And if we utilize this advantage and enter this China, it is a very big potential market, and we would like to have a bigger market shares in this market. And the second, we have to delegate our power, and we have a clear promotion opportunities for our employees when they get into our company. And the third is we have to offer a high compensation. For example, we have to use the commission-based compensation enforcement to let them to have more incentive to do more projects, to be motivated. But in fact, these methods should be promoted by our more low-cost activities, as this company is is experiencing an advanced stage. So we will choose to promote this recruitment in e-commerce. And also, the most important part is we have to use $300,000 to apply for the certificates of ISO quality certification and also the patent, because it is the long-term investment return, and it is also the ratification to enter other developed market that we will be explained by Sam. And also it is a quality insurance, and it will avoid the copycat problems. The medium-term target is we have to change our business model. So the current business model have some cons. The first one, it is the partner of SIS become our competitors, and the second is SIS has captured as much value as IRL, and that means we have reduced. This system have reduced our profit margin, and the last one, SIS has controlled the customers, meaning that we cannot earn a place to be the vendor listed on infrastructure administrators. So Nathan will talk about the changing model.
For meet our midterm goals, we are planning to change the business model. From the presentation by Angel, she showed us the original business model. But we want to simplify that. Is that we also to bring our company to go to force some ideas and to persuade government to be one of our parties to provide the service. So we will persuade them and recruit some people with the good networking I said before in the formal part. Also, when they permit us to do the business, we will we will forward the idea to the manufacturer, and they will produce the product to us. We will deliver it to them to operate it directly. What is the benefit of the new model? First of all, it's increase our profit margins because of less middlemen. For the case we provide, the middlemen have to charge a higher profit margin. Secondly, is to create a direct and positive relationship with stakeholders. For example, government. The president also mentioned the government is one of our stakeholders. Finally,
Yes, thank you. After seeing how to change our business model, it's very important for us to set a long-term goal for us. So we can see that we have to improve our existing system to more areas. And actually we can to monitor our surveillance to different infiltrations, but which kind we should choose is that we should choose monitoring system for oil and gas pipelines and for roads and bridges. But why? Because in our existing system, we can already monitoring of aging of roads and bridges. It's very important, especially for developing countries, because some countries such as China, they just require fixed fees. So there are sometimes the vehicles were overweight, so their bridges were very easy to broken. So it is a very huge market, and also we are existing system can go to this part of market. And the second thing is that we have to expand our market. But how to step by step expand? The first step is that we have to expand our market from Guangdong to another province in China. Because in China, social networking is very important. Because we have already established our service in Guangdong. So after maybe 1 year or more years, so they will see whether our service is successful or not. So it's very more easy for us to expand our service to the whole China. And the second thing is that we have to expand our system to the developing countries. Because there's a huge potential growth of those countries, such as Malaysia or some countries in Africa. And okay, and the final step is that we also have to enter to the developed markets. Someone may think that it's not easy to enter that because their standards very high. Just like a plan said that we have to spend some money for certification of ISO. But actually, when we expand those systems to developed markets, they will share the cost. So just like for the certification, when we expand to the Western countries, the cost per each country will decrease as potential. So it is possible for us to enter developing market and developed markets. But we must step by step because the risk is very high for us to expand to the developed countries. So it is the long-term goal. Now Angel will have a conclusion. Angel.
Yes, our short-term strategy is to spend wisely the 7 million investment, and the medium-term strategy is to establish new business model, and the long-term is to develop new market and new products. And we hope that by this strategy we can achieve the goal of IRL and realize sustainable growth. This is the end of our presentation. Thank you.
Can you explain your strategy towards developed markets and developing emerging market? How is the strategy that you propose? Is it going to change or retain your original and maybe explain a bit about your original strategy towards these two topics?
I think the emerging market and the developed market are quite different because the whole system, they manage their forest and other areas, they are very different. We need to, first of all, we need to study the whole system, the whole management system of their forests, their resources. We have to know enough about their country. Secondly, we have to negotiate with this country. When we adopt into a new country, we need to have permissions. We need to have certificates to enter these countries. And thirdly, we have to do enough investigation into the natural environment that that's the duty of the R&D department and develop.
In your proposed new model, you are going to do away with the system integrators in the middle, right? If you don't have
Yes,
intermediaries,
yes.
how can you understand the country's specific situation? Because you are new to the country and you are not relying on the intermediaries, and how can you then understand to build up that kind of knowledge?
And
The-
okay.
Sorry, these changes only happen. The model changes only happen in those countries where intermediaries already exist. Then we cancel these intermediaries, SIS. So in the newly developed markets, we also need these intermediaries.
So you retain them for other markets.
Yes.
But it means that when we go to this market to expand for 2 years or 3 years, when we have a closer relationship with the government and our branding, our reputation, so we have enough bargaining power to take it out. So it takes time.
So mainly focus that SI, the purpose of the SI is they know how to build up the relationship with their country, with their local countries. So the main point is the relationship. If we can solve the problem of the relationship, the SI is not essential. It's not a core to be in our business model. So we will spend more time to recruit the people or the professional of building up the good relationship through the country we want to enter it. When we finish to do the process, we are ensure that the SI is not necessary. So we can directly communicate with the government and we can get a first-hand information from the governments.
Maybe let me ask you a question. In your entire presentation and also you did not touch on group sense. Group sense is one is the strategic investor of the company. Actually, group sense is a well-established listed company in Hong Kong. So how do you see, if you can leverage on your group sense expertise and their financial strength, because it's a listed public company, in order to implement your action plans? You said nothing about group sense actually in your entire presentation. It's actually one of your investors.
That's right. This is one of the problems about Manpower, because this company is only a really a small company at right now. So we have to develop the new markets and develop new products, and based on a basic resources we need. So to be the group is our maybe medium-term goal, and we need to have enough infrastructures, enough software, hardware, and capital in order to be the group in this China industry, in this China market. So this is our medium goal we have to touch, and for the right now time we have to retain more talents to specific in different division in this organization.
So you actually don't need group sense.
And actually, we will seek for more investment and cooperation with this group sense.
You mentioned about
Sure.
that you need human resources, you need tenants. So how are you going to acquire those tenants?
Excuse me?
Buy the tenant from outside, or you develop your own people?
As we all know, the founder of this company comes from Hong Kong University of Hong Kong, and they have the relationship within this university. That's its advantage, because they can get attached to more developing technologies and more manpower in in the technologies in the technology in the innovation. And also we will do some recruitment with in the society by e-commerce
that we have set in the contents. Also, the group sense. Actually, this company have different stakeholders, including investors for more capital, and also the director of board of directors also include in this company. So maybe the group sense is include these stakeholders with the managers and customers, and also the suppliers partners.
Let me ask you a question on the business model. Right? So
Okay.
you suggested that in medium term you will change the business model.
Yeah.
Have you, and I think the difference is that you are getting rid of the system integrators.
Yes.
Have you considered the amount of investment, the scale, and the issues which might be there in replacing the system integrators? And what are your thoughts around that?
Yes, and we are going to firstly try to establish this kind of model in the existing market that we are very familiar with, that we are already doing business with. So in this process, we are very familiar with the system and the regulation of these regions. For example, Guangdong. But actually, in other markets that we are going to develop, we are not going to use this new model. We will only use it when we are familiar enough with new markets. And also, there are risks in this system, and Sam will talk about it.
Yes, for this system, the risk is that we have to consider two main points. The first point is that in developing countries, relationship is very important. If the intermediate who have enough bargaining power, who can, if they know that, we hope to directly to cooperate with government, they may fund and other producers. So the first thing is that you have to confirm that we have enough with close relationship with the government. This is the first point. And the second point is that it is about the capital. And because of the intermediate, they will use our products